doubles champion of many, many years, Sherwood Stewart, and Kim Warwick, his partner from Australia. Winning Davis Cup team against America. At match point yesterday against Jimmy Connors, he serves an ace for the biggest win in his career, upsetting the defending champion Connors here in Memphis, 6-1, 6-4 yesterday. And these two great players will be battling by the Mississippi in Memphis today. Memphis is a town. Today, it's the popular Frenchman, Yannick Noah, versus the 19-year-old Swedish champion, Stefan Edberg. This program is made possible by grants from Volvo.
Take the serve, move in, and volley extremely well. So Edberg has to serve as well as he did yesterday against Jimmy Connors. I think that'll be important to him. But otherwise, he's just got to stay in there. He's a fine young player. We're in for a good match.
Yannick Noah, on the other hand, we showed you that injury to his left ankle. It's heavily taped. He's had it iced all morning. He did manage to beat Elliot Telcher 7-5 in the third last night after that bad injury the night before. So he feels he can finish the match. He feels he can go the distance. But I'm afraid, Barry, he may start very slowly until that leg and the adrenaline really gets heated up and flowing. It's going to be a tough match for him in the first set.
Well, Donald, I chatted with him just before he warmed up today, and he said that it does take him a while to sort of get loosened up. And when you have an injury like that, you think about it for a while until the competitive part of the match takes over. And then, obviously, it all sort of goes out the window, and obviously he can do that.
Well, we're going to go down to courtside in a moment. The players are warming up, and we're going to be bringing you our national anthem in just a few moments. But before we do that, Stefan Edberg is seated 9th in the tournament. He's had a very, very good week, in fact. Aaron Krickstein lost early in his quarter. Edberg got through beating Davis. Then he beat Brad Gilbert. And, of course, yesterday, I think in the best match of his career, he upset Jimmy Connors by the incredible scores of 6-1, 6-4. And, Barry, he never looked like he had a chance of losing yesterday to me.
He got off to a very quick start, Donald. All of us were waiting for Jimmy to get back in the match. Connors rarely loses that quickly to anybody, and it was interesting to see.
Well, there you see how Stefan Edberg, who's practicing his warm-up serves in the background, got through to today's final in Memphis. This is a big event and a big championship final for both players. Yannick Noah has never won a U.S. national championship. This would be his first effort at 24, and Edberg, only 19, is here a couple of years early. So it should be a very interesting matchup. Noah, he beat Sandy Mayer in the first round after a bye, 6-4, 6-3. Tim Gullickson had a tight match, 7-6, 3-6, 6-3. And then Shahar Perkis, the young Israeli who's done so well here in America this year, he beat Perkis 6-3, 3-6, 6-3. And last night, in probably the best match of the tournament, Noah, after a very slow start, where he was very stiff-legged, where he was limping badly at the start, came back to win it 3-6, 6-1, 7-5. And this place went crazy in that final match because Noah is so popular, and everyone knew he had been injured. Many thought he wouldn't play yesterday, but he did have it very heavily taped. It's his left ankle. You can see his sock there has covered the taping, but he is very much in pain on certain shots when he tries to move to his right. That's the Memphis Racket Club.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light
was Miss Carla Thomas singing the national anthem just prior to our beginning here of the U.S. National Indoor Championships. And Barry, this has a great and glorious history going way, way back, nearly 80 years, this title. And I think the players really feel the occasion, feel the moment. As you say, Noah plays better in a final because a final is a little different than any other match you have in the tournament. There's no tomorrow. It's over.
No question about it, Donald. This does have a great tradition. It's the U.S. Indoor Championships. There's a wonderful U.S. Pro Indoor, of course, in Philadelphia, but this tournament goes way, way back. It was played in New York City for many years, and I think it's really going to be an interesting match. As I talked to Yannick Noah earlier in the day, and he had some very, very interesting things to say.
With this game, which is a very aggressive game, serve and volley, I have to return well, and I have to be quick. The only problem is, am I going to be able to move fast? I'm going to count on my serve and to try to return, hit the ball back in the serve, and if I get more confident, just try to hit hard in the second serve.
All right, thank you, Yannick.
That was the first point of the match. Stefan Edberg with a good deep serve. Noah returned high, and Edberg won the volley. 15-love. We've just started in Memphis for the U.S. National Indoor Championships. Another good serve. And this match, Barry, I think will be won at the net because both players are tremendous servers. We all know how good Noah is, but Edberg is every bit as good a server.
Starting off, Donald is showing a lot of respect for Edberg's serve. He's back about 2 feet behind that baseline, which obviously means that he knows Edberg has a big, tough serve to get back.
Noah is moving very gingerly on that left.
40-15.
Well, he said it takes him a while to kind of forget about it, and I'm sure he's thinking about it right now because as he loosens up, he should get a lot looser.
There's a careless error on a high volley.
40-13.
And that is the one thing Edberg occasionally does. He is so talented that he lets down just a little bit. Now watch the first serve, though. Edberg's weapon is right here. He aced Connors on numerous occasions yesterday in upsetting Jimmy in that semifinal.
Game Edberg.
And Noah early on just probing here to see how he feels as he tries to move from side to side. Earlier yesterday, Barry McKay chatted with Stefan Edberg, and let's hear his comments.
Stefan, you won the Olympics last year. What was going through your mind? Was that a big thrill in your tennis life?
Yeah, of course it was, because it felt like I played the Olympics. There was a ceremony afterwards, and it was really good for me. It was good for the confidence also. And I played well, and it was nice weather, and everything was perfect.
How about comparing the Olympics to your recent victory in the Davis Cup? Which was the bigger thrill, or were they both equal?
I think they both were equal, but I mean, Davis Cup is a team match, so it's really difficult to compare it to singles, but it was a really, really big thrill, I think.
A lot of Americans felt, even though we had lost the two singles, Stefan, that McEnroe and Fleming would win the doubles, and yet you guys beat him. Did you feel confident going into that doubles match?
Yeah, I think we felt that because both have been playing good during the practice of the weekend. We have beaten before in US Open in semi, so we knew we had a chance, and we played really well that match to beat them.
Stefan, what is your biggest goal in your tennis career at this point, right now?
At this point, I'll take it one step each, and I'll try to get up to the top 10 this year, and I'll see what I can do.
All right, thank you, Stefan.
Bye.
There he is, Stefan Edberg, returning serve here of Yannick Noah. 15-love to Noah. And that lob over the baseline. 15-all. Second game of the match. Noah cannot afford to let Edberg get in quickly and feel comfortable in this match. And there is the serve that Noah said earlier to Barry McKay he was going to rely on.
No call, Donald. I think Edberg momentarily there felt that was a wide serve, but he quickly goes over to return again. Great young player, good sport, really a fine young fellow.
20-15.
Watch Noah's serve now. Beautiful footwork. Look at it. Body weight moves into the court, gets in very quickly, tries to get into that good volleying position. There you see it, forehand volley. He is firm off that forehand. Edberg's got those beautiful flowing strokes, Donald. He comes over the ball so well. He's one of the few Swedish players who does not use a two-handed shot.
Yeah, he's a rarity. A one-handed backhand. We'll show you that later. Noah at 40-30. Wants to get this early serve behind him. And does. With a little chip angle volley. We're at 1-all.
1-all.
Yannick, great variety, Donald, in his game, don't you think?
Very flexible player. He can stay back and rally. He won the French Open on red clay in 1983. That was no easy task. He's a very big server, as we're going to see today, and he comes into net a lot. Particularly on this court he'll be in.
Love 15.
15-30, Noah. Excuse me, love 15. 1-all. Noah with a beautiful backhand pass. That's the serve that really puts you out of commission. That little booming spin twist that hooks you wide.
15-all.
It's a tough serve for a right-hander. He kicks it out wide. Look at there. Now watch the bounce. Look where Noah is, outside of the doubles line. Barry Edberg's just there. He can play it either side.
Well, the ball bounces up very high, about shoulder height, which is what makes it really tough to return. He has a lot of spin. You'll see him arch his back now. There's the Cyclops.
Yannick Noah there,
30,
bouncing around,
15.
jumping. The Cyclops really is replacing the service linesman, and when the ball hits over the line, it's a mechanical eye. When it hits over the line, a large sound goes off, like a horn. And it's a little disconcerting the first time you hear it in a match, because you're used to hearing a human voice yell out or fault. Edberg moving perfectly to his spot, knocks off the backhand volley.
40,
Great
15.
anticipation there, Donald, by Edberg. The key thing here is that Edberg anticipates well. Now watch him. Right about here, he starts to make his move. There you see it. He moved just in the right direction. Otherwise, the ball would have been right by him.
Edberg shovels.
40, 30.
Half volley, shovels it wide. .40-30 to the server.
First service.
Serve. There is Frank Hammond in the chair, and the guy in the chair has control of the match. Oh.
Game Edberg.
And Noah made no effort, Barry, to go after that shot. None whatsoever.
Edberg leads 2-1.
Watch this shot now. It hits the top of the net. The ball is going to die. Edberg with wonderful touch. Donald, I believe you've got a guest.
Yes, I do, Barry McKay. This is Mike Rose, the chairman of the board of Holiday Inns. Mike, it's a pleasure having you with us today. I know you're here today, I think.
That's terrific.
Thanks for joining us up here in the booth.
Don.
Pleasure. Okay, we're going back to courtside.
Love 15.
A little bit overhit on that backhand. Sometimes, Donald, he has a tendency to sweep over the ball. He likes the topspin, but if he doesn't hit it real well, the ball's going to go well over the baseline, which that one did.
Oh, Edberg had the opening.
15 all.
You know, he hits with such abandon. I'm going to isolate on Noah here. Coming in very quickly. Look how far he gets inside the service line off the first volley. He's susceptible there to a lob. I started to say, Barry, is that you get the feeling with Edberg, he's so loosey-goosey, you know, he's confident.
Yep.
And he hits big shots.
Well, he does. He has the ability to, with that big frame of him, he has a lot of leverage, Donald. It doesn't look like he's hitting the ball that hard, but he really is. He's got a lot of power.
Ooh, the ball was called good, I think. Yeah. Noah let it go. And both the linesperson and the Cyclops on the baseline called that one good.
Yeah, they got a double duty. Frank Hammond. There you see Frank's finger on the button. That activates the service line caller.
Edberg slips in the net.
13,
And Noah is
14.
facing his first break point of the match.
Love. Game Edberg.
Well, from here, Donald, it looks to me like Noah's favoring that ankle just slightly. He doesn't
Edberg
seem to be
leads
moving into the
3-1.
ball. He's a little bit hesitant, and I think it's bothering him somewhat still at this point in the match.
It's his left ankle. Sock is slightly higher on that side because he's covering a ton of tape.
Left first service.
I think what happens, Barry, is when you say favoring it, that's exactly what he's doing. He's walking gingerly, and he's kind of feel when he pushes a certain way if the pain comes. That's what's troubling him. He's afraid to lunge or dive at shots, and Noah is a very physical player.
15
So
love.
he puts a lot of weight on that left ankle, Donald. When he serves, too, he moves his weight onto it. There you see him jumping up and down, trying to get into this match.
Now, you could see him limping there. He didn't really run naturally on that shot.
30 love.
And remember, Edberg's putting tremendous pressure on him.
Look at the grimace on his face there. You can see some pain. He is definitely having trouble with that ankle. I hope he's not thinking about turning it in at this point. The match is still young.
Well, I hope he doesn't re-injure it either. He has had so many injury problems in '84 that's got to be bothering him. And he can't move very well, Barry. It's obvious. He's moving to both sides rather slowly.
40 love.
Now watch here, you can see.
Yeah, no, he puts his head down as if to say, there's no way I'm going to get to that ball, and why even try?
3-1, 40 love to the server.
Game
Well,
Edberg.
it's interesting, Barry. The more that Noah plays, the warmer that leg will feel and that ankle. It'll heat up,
Edberg leads
and the pain will
4-1.
lessen as it becomes more loose and warmer. But boy, he's got his work cut out for him.
Great shot of this beautiful center, Donald. They've done some improving this year, but those lights are way up there. You can really lob. Good prize money.
First prize money there, first round winner, $45,000 to the champion. Semifinals down to $11,750. This tournament first started in 1898, held in Newton, Massachusetts. There is the National Indoor Championship Bowl.
Those other bowls, Donald, look wonderful, but they have one thing in it that they didn't used to give out when I played, those little yellow things. I think those are checks.
Well, as I say, this tournament is 87 years old, but they haven't played it 5 times. They didn't play it in 1899. They didn't play it 4 years during the war. This is the Dunavant Trophy, which is the permanent trophy here. And there's set up on what's sort of a cotton bale effect there, hand carved out of walnut. It's beautiful when you look at it. It's a little bit like a takeoff on the Davis Cup replica.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful trophy. Well, Billy Donovan should be very happy with this event. He's had a lot to do with it.
Love
Of course,
15.
Memphis is the cotton capital of the world. Billy Donovan, one of the leading cotton brokers in the world. And Edberg would like to win his first major championship in America.
First service.
Edberg's been to the net 13 times in 5 games and won 10 points. Oh!
Great control off that forehand. Edberg just able to get his racket on it, and yet he's got a very firm wrist as he rolls over that ball. Good control because he hit that thing about 2 feet from the sideline. Watch the weight now go on that left ankle of Noah's. There it is. And that's got to be hurting a little bit because that thing is really heavily taped.
Noah in trouble. Love 30. Big effort by Noah. This crowd appreciative responds, and he's unhappy because Yannick Noah is a very physical player. He throws himself at shots, moves his body with great energy. But watch here, a lunging lob just gets over Edberg's racket. 15-30, 1-4, first set. Noah has got to rely on that first serve. He can't afford a lot of errors.
Much better forehand there by Noah. He really lined that ball up, came over it well, forced the error off the backhand. He's trying to stay in this match. He's a fine competitor, Yannick Noah. He really does not like to give it 100%, and that's what's the problem right now.
This tournament used to be best of 5 sets, but 3 years ago they changed it to 2 out of 3 sets. And that could be good and bad for Yannick Noah. If he loses this
30,
it's bad because
40.
he'll be out of the first set.
Deuce. Fault.
Awfully big game for Noah to stay alive in this first set. Deuce, 1-4.
Great forehand. Noah now starting to loosen up a little bit. That's the best shot he's hit in the match. Crisp forehand right down the line. Clean winner. Edberg had no play on that ball. That should give him a little confidence because he leaned into that, put a lot of weight on the left foot.
Let cord. And Noah hits it, angles cross court, but he's out of the play. This crowd, Barry, there must be about 6,200 people here. It's sold out, filled up.
They want to see a great match. Good return here. Now watch Noah on the full run, comes in, tries to hit the angle, gets to it, full court, wide open, and look at Yannick kind of grimacing again. You know, it's interesting, Donald, looking out here, seeing two foreign players in the finals of this championship, which has really been dominated by Americans through the years. A Frenchman and a Swede.
Good save by Edberg. A little lunging volley, and both under 25 years of age.
Exactly. There you saw the flexibility of Edberg, too. He has great reach, 6'2". Watch Edberg as he comes in here. Now watch the anticipation. Look at the stretch. Right into the open court. Anybody a little shorter and not that quick, that would have been a passing shot.
Let called. Interesting, Barry. You know, the Edbergs, the Boris Beckers, the Aaron Cricksteins of the world are going to make McEnroe feel old. And Lendl and Noah, they're all right around 24, 25, and at the peak of their career, really. But these youngsters coming up, hit with abandon, show very little worried respect.
Game Edberg.
Fine forehand volley by Edberg. He's crisp up there. What's exciting about Edberg as we watch him here, now watch this forehand. Good approach shot. Deep. Watch him get set at net. He's right on top of it. Good angle. Just lock the wrist on that forehand volley. And this kid, Donald, has a lot of flexibility. He's got good passing shots. Excellent.
Noah shovels it by him.
Good touch there by Yannick. That's a great shot that he has. You know, he kind of disguises it.
15.
And then at the last minute just shovels it up there. A lot of points up.
Here are the Grand Prix points. 250 to the winner, 175 to the runner-up, and 100 to Connors and Telcher for getting through to the semis. And you're chasing $4 million in the Nabisco Grand Prix.
15 all.
Every match.
The points really count.
You know, watching,
who was it that used to say the points, those bloody points?
I think it was a guy by the name of Kramer.
In the locker rooms. Jack Kramer, the father of the Grand Prix, founded the concept many years ago.
15-13.
One thing to watch on Edberg serve. Watch this passing shot now by Noah. Right up the line. Plenty of safety on that ball. He hits it about 15 feet inside the baseline. 15-30.
Awfully good service ace. And Edberg really likes to serve to the backhand side in the ad court. He does that consistently. 30 all. Noah has not gotten into this match yet. He's not fully warmed up and still moving slowly.
No, Edberg really throws that ball far behind him. He arches that back a lot more than most big servers. If you notice, that ball's way up over his left shoulder. You probably see it here as he goes up for it. He has to come way back, and watch the arch on the back here.
Oh, and Noah nails it as he guessed perfectly. We're at deuce, but Edberg is in charge at 5-1.
Watch this action. Now, there you see it. And I think over a period of time, that arch in the back is going to put some strain on this young man through the years.
You know, even with the topspin, Barry, he hits it awfully hard.
That's right.
It's not your normal American twist serve. The whistle you hear in the background is not a fan. It's the Cyclops, which is the electric eye that is calling that service line.
Whoop. Bump. Advantage,
The other
Noah.
thing about Edberg's second serve, you saw it right there. If he doesn't get it in clean, if that ball hits the top of the net, it has so much topspin and it's got such pace that he's going to get some double faults just like that last one.
He again pounding the backhand corner.
Deuce.
And we're at deuce.
Looks to me like whenever he's in trouble, Donald, he goes deep to the backhand in that ad court. He rarely serves down the middle.
Be interesting to see if he can slice it down the middle on a big point.
Oh.
Noah, lunging, limping, hits a winner.
Now, in this return, Yannick Noah uses the pace of this serve. Watch him. He just kind of blocks the ball down the line. There you saw it, right past Edberg. But the pace of that serve is what really helped him.
Edberg again, the same spot.
Deuce.
Interesting that he feels so confident